Hey everyone, my name is Belle and thank you so much for tuning into my Speedpaint. It's pretty unusual for me to sit down and make something nice like this, but I decided to give it a shot, you know? I decided to make this on a whim after I saw a nice little video on IGTV by the artist Loish. You know, she's got some really special art and I thought her speed painting process was so pretty and detailed, and she uses a method that I don't typically use. And I wanted to try it out and see if I could emulate her style. It didn't really come out to be as detailed or as beautiful as the way that she does it, but I'm still pretty damn proud of what I've done. I think I was able to capture the classic 6 a.m. slump. Even though I've been trying to make elaborate paintings like this for a while now, they've never really come out the way that I wanted them to, and I always give up halfway through, which maybe isn't healthy from an artist standpoint, but it always happens. I never know whether or not to do it in layers or to just say screw it and paint directly over my sketch one. And I don't know whether or not I should use a smudgy brush or one that doesn't smudge. I don't really know, but I ended up using the single layer method, which I was definitely not used to. So it was a struggle compared to what I usually do, which is like cartoons that have line art and a separate coloring layer underneath. So it was interesting to break the habit and not rely on anything that I normally do when I use Photoshop. And surprisingly, I did well. The struggles aside, I kind of wanted to tap into that classic art hoe aesthetic, as some people call it. You know, the two buns and the really Pinteresty style clothing. I've definitely fell into enjoying this style a lot more than I used to. So I wanted to depict a tired art student who is enjoying a cup of coffee after a day in the studio trying to get her stuff done. It's not really that deep. I just wanted to paint a pretty girl. And honestly, I'm pretty proud. I'm really proud, especially of the clothing. Faces have been pretty easy for me, but when it comes to completing a scene or putting clothes on the body to look three-dimensional and interacting with the character in the scene, it's a little bit of a challenge. Which is why I'm pretty pleased with how the clothes came out, especially with the zipper on the shorts and the scrunched up sleeves, and the way that it's bent and like kind of resting on the counter after it flows off of this girl's body. I definitely am super proud of the way that came out, especially since I didn't really use any sort of reference. I just kind of sat down and said, you know what, Belle, you're just gonna do it, and no one can stop you, and I did it. I think I'm also super proud of how the hands came out, just because that's like a very classic and widespread artist disease, is not being able to do hands, which is understandable. Hands are really hard to do, but it's just, I'm so pleased with the way that her hands are around the coffee mug, and I had to add a little bit more detail around the thumbs because I wanted it to be clear that there was, you know, more than one thumb right there, and it still might not be inherently obvious, but I like it. I like it a lot. When it came to the color scheme, I was really attracted to the color blue at the time, and I'm not sure why. I think I might have still been riding off of the coattails of Loish's video that I saw, because it was entirely blue. But you can see at the beginning that I struggled a little bit trying to find the correct colors for her skin and whatnot. She was looking a little bit green and like a zombie, and as much as I love zombies, it just wasn't right for what I was trying to make. But after toying with the color a little bit, I definitely loved how it came out. think maybe I could have done better on her hair. Don't get me wrong, I do think it looks nice, however, it's just not as detailed as I wanted it to be. It could have been way more shiny, could have been way more fine. Like I wanted there to be more individual hairs, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. Anyways, overall, I think I did pretty well for my first successful digital painting, and I'm excited to try and do that again. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again in a future video.